Happy Thursday, May 13th. You are watching and or listening to episode 4 of Uniform Exchange. Welcome to episode 4 of Uniform Exchange, where we present the best, the worst, and honestly the most interesting happenings in the weird, wacky, wild world of sports business, which leaks into sports, which leaks into whatever we think is interesting.
Weird,
I'm Michael.
wacky, wild.
Wow. I'm Michael Myers. I am the CEO of the Sports Marketer and owner of Birdie Box. I'm joined as always by the owner, CEO, and editor-in-chief of Team Marketing Report, Chris Hartwig, the CEO of The Big Sports Guy, Josh Kyles, and for the first time, welcome to the show, a friend and wizard of the marketing world and wise to the ways of the world, senior brand manager from Goose Island, Mike Smith. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Thanks for having me, man. I guess I need to get a CEO title next time I'm back. I'll work on that.
Yeah, we just gave those to ourselves. It's not a big deal.
Right. I didn't get nothing. That memo.
Nobody else gave us those titles. Trust me.
Well, welcome to the Smith household, I guess. Put me down for that.
You are population 6.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
Man.
Gonna keep an even keel at that too.
Yeah, population 1 here. That's why I can be the CEO. I can manage one person here.
There you go.
Guys, welcome back to the show. How is everybody?
We're doing well. We're doing well.
Where are you today, Yosh?
Where am I? I am in front of my beautiful wall here in San Diego.
You're back in San Diego.
This could be one of the final podcast recordings happening in the San Diego studio. So.
I would say it definitely is one of. Yeah,
I think Myers actually wants to come out and do a live recording here, celebrating the last week in the San Diego.
I will be live from the San Diego office of Uniform Exchange on June 3rd, whatever that Thursday is. June 3rd,
we're doing pretty well. We already have like 3 or 4 offices across the country.
Right.
We've grown fast. We just added a new office today, just north of Chicago. Mike, how's the office? It looks good. Actually, that doesn't look like the north of Chicago office. That looks like the downtown Chicago office.
Yeah, 2 new offices, downtown where I'm at now, and just north, a little south of Skokie. You can see the suburbs from that office. We'll call that Barsmith.
Very nice. Well, guys, I'm excited about today. We've got a slightly different format. We are moving to a timed topic. You talk about being organized. There will now be a 9-minute timer set for every one of our topics. Yeah. Which should speed Chris up a little bit. And we'll see. But we have some interesting topics today. We're going to be talking about NBA Top Shot. Let's try that.
Top Shop.
NBA. Say that 15 times fast. NBA Top Shot and other NFTs. We're talking about the situation with individual athletes versus the leagues that they play in during pandemic year, fiscally, and so on. We're going to talk about sports betting, its continuous expansion into Tennessee. A couple of supreme athletes that are nearing the end of their career, and a few other things. So with that, let's get started.
You have music now? Where's the music?
I wish we did. We're going to get there.
Come on.
Let's get started.
We'll get there. All right. So just so you guys know, here we go. We are going to start the clock. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
So first things first, when this thing hits 0, what kind of sound's going to happen? Because I don't want to soil myself.
Oh, you
like
just
random,
wait, Mike.
like
you
air
just
horn
wait.
or...
Some things you just say for the show.
All right,
Just wait.
get
Yeah.
nasty.
Josh, why don't you start us off? Talk a little bit about NBA Top Shot, because you can pronounce it better than I can, and NFT. Well, not NFTs in general, but talk about NBA Top Shot.
If you're starting out with having problems pronouncing Top Shot, then you might be a little bit behind the 8 ball, but that's why we're here. We're here to learn, right? I was excited because, and I'll take a little step back, but I brought this up because I got my first NBA Top Shot card pack this week. Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations! Same week you bought a new house. It's a big week.
I'm trying to figure out which is big. I'm going through Top Shot, and I'll get. I'm going to lean towards Top Shot and over the house.
Not yet. You're not.
Well, I actually have access to the Top Shot packs right now, so I don't need approval from a bank to open up the Top Shot packs. But
Yet.
Well, that's true. I mean, the values on some of these things are crazy, but kind of taking a step back because I want to give a quick. I mean, I'm not the person to be given the NFT lessons necessarily, but I do want to give a quick just background on what NFTs are, non-fungible tokens. And I'm getting told to hurry up, even though
you're not.
Nobody else knows
Your
anything about
isn't
this.
fungible. Go ahead.
My asset isn't fungible. Basically, NFTs are unique digital assets, and I'm kind of taking this a little bit from a group called JD Supra Knowledge Center. I just found they had a good definition. They know better than I. NFTs are unique digital assets that are stored in a given blockchain. Essentially, these can represent a wide range of tangible or intangible items. From what we're talking about, they can be collectible sports highlights. They can be tickets. They can be digital art. So it's kind of tough to understand. I think a really easy way to understand is if you've seen the phenomena of what's that game you play, Myers, with the kids online and shooting people?
Fortnite.
There you go. So you look at some of the.
I've got in 4 years, I've got 9 kills. I'm amazing.
You've told me some of your stories of your prowess with the 12-year-olds friends.
It's how you remain relevant with the kids.
Or you get arrested.
Well.
No.
That's why we play video games.
Get arrested.
It's all virtual.
Fortnite, thank goodness.
I don't want any in-person Fortnite games being played with kids. But so on Fortnite, one of the things that you can buy are skins or different, making your weapons look different, things like that. Essentially, that's an NFT. And that's something that we've had in games like Madden for a long time. It's like Madden tokens. And so now we're seeing it in the art and collectible world. Now, NBA Top Shot started making a lot of noise probably about 6 months ago or so, where they sell these digital. It's essentially a platform for NBA fans to come and buy, sell, collect these digital highlights, essentially. So I finally got my own pack. They're incredibly competitive to try to get one. And they've been trying to make it easier, but I finally got one, and one of the highlights was a Steph Curry logo 3, where you get to actually watch them making the play and kind of that's your collection. The other side of it is the resell. The resale market is unreal. And for example, I paid $9.95, $10, just under $10 for my pack with 3 different moments.
Whoa,
as they call it.
Spender. Look out.
And
you can only buy what they're selling, Chris. You can only buy what they're selling.
They only sell 1 pack at a time. Each drop is like buying the newest Jordans. Now it's really hard. It's insane. But once you open the pack, you can immediately go and sell it in their marketplace, or at least put it up for auction in the NBA Top Shot marketplace, which is run by Dapper Labs. And
we're halfway through the time. We're still on the explanation. We're getting good.
I mean,
good. This is good.
Well, we can discuss for a few minutes after this, but you can make your money back right away in the marketplace. All of the cards are worth, all the moments individually are worth more than the pack itself.
Yeah. So there's NFTs all across the place. There's NFTs of all different kinds, and NFTs is basically it's an on blockchain proof that you have ownership of this unique thing. I find it extremely strange, quite honestly. Yeah. It's basically the digital version of a baseball card, very accurately in this particular instance with basketball. It's a digital asset that's basically like owning a baseball card, except for the fact that there may only be one of that particular baseball card, and in a lot of cases they are. That's probably the best definition that I heard about NFTs. They focused on the word fungible. A dollar, any fiat currency is fungible. I give you a $5 bill, you give me a $5 bill. Different $5 bills are always going to be exactly equal in value. It's not unique. There's many $5 bills. Anything that is fungible is not unique. If it is not fungible, it is completely unique. And all of these things are unique, which is why the value is able to go so high. I think it's strange. I really do. I think it's odd that we now have highlights that are owned by me. It's like going to an art gallery and me displaying my thing, and underneath it says it's I own it, and you look at it. I find it strange.
Here's a fun fact, Myers. My parents are coming up this weekend. That's not a fun fact, by the way. But, I've dedicated 2 nights and probably 7 cocktails to try to explain what an NFT is to my dad. And just to give you a rundown of who my dad is as shortly as I can. I mean, how are we on time, by the way? Do we have 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Just kidding. My dad's the type of a guy who sends the whole subject or the whole body of an email in the subject. And he also will text me a photo with nothing describing anywhere about where it was taken or reasoning. And then 10 minutes later, I'll reply, why, glad I sent you a picture. What are your thoughts? So I'm up against that. And I think what just happened was a very good explanation of what an NFT is. I really want to try to blow his head up this week and try to explain it. He's going to have no idea what hit him.
Well, just go to Team Marketing Report. Read article from April 15th, coming to a partnership near you, NFTs and brands.
Oh, promotion. I like that. That was nice.
Yeah, you like that? Very good.
But
the NFT thing, I think we're thinking of it and that's the hard part to grasp by probably Mike Smith is for us old timers. It's like, that's what wait, what am I really owning? And I think it's more that you think of it as a piece of art, or in with sports, it's a digital baseball card, and not try to overthink it. And it's just a hot thing where there's a ton of money flowing into that. And Tops and those guys have all got a lot invested, in their overall business, that they're putting a lot behind this that's helping pump it. And the NBA legitimized it. The one thing that I would say is, and who's really into this, that we should call and have on is Ryan Carter. Yeah. He's really deep on these, and it's really can probably break it down better. But he invited me. There was this Bitsky.com, this group, Secret Walls, and they had 2 different street artists competing against each other, and you were watching them draw do their cool street art, talk to them. You could listen or talk to them on Clubhouse and watch it on YouTube. And then you could bid for the final art piece, and then you could bid for other, now I'm forgetting the proper term for it, but the other pieces of, 100 pieces are going to be made of the final piece, or you could own the whole video of them making it. Anyway, the sports concept is a little bit harder to do because you're not going to be engaging in the middle of it. But that idea of really owning the actual creation that's made right there.
There's your sound.
There's the sound.
Finish your thought. Finish the thought, Chris.
No, it's that idea there.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Oh, you're good, bud.
The idea there of being able to apply that actual, being a part of the experience, whatever it is, and then owning a chunk of it, that to me is huge. And I loved that thinking behind that. And I could see that is incredible. It's the part about I've got some clip of LeBron dunking.
That's the thing. That's what they're selling. Right. That is exactly what they're selling.
That's the intangible, but there's a lot that'll combine the tangible with the intangible. I think that's where it's going.
Here's my question, and we'll do this. Everybody gets 15 seconds on this, and then we go to the next topic.
15 seconds. Oh, yeah.
Is this going to keep going up? Is it going to go up for 6 months and then come down? Is this Beanie Babies and baseball cards? What is this? What kind of staying power do we have?
I'll keep it short. I think this will continue to grow.
Well, for how long before it doesn't continue to grow?
For the foreseeable future, I think it will continue to grow. in different ways. There'll be a lot of different uses, a lot of different ways people are utilizing it. Like I said, with tangible and intangible assets, I think it'll grow.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I would
safe
look at it.
gamble.
I think so. But I would look at it in not. I would say baseball cards, in the sense that I think those have had peaks and valleys, and you can definitely see that happening. I think in the long term, the big items, the Mickey Mantles, those are always going to stay high value. It's some of the other stuff that's hot as a rookie, and then the guy,
That's a lot
falls off
longer
the
than
face of the
15
earth.
seconds. But yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, okay.
Mike,
Well,
15
that's time.
seconds.
I can't wait to
Mike,
time
that's
yours.
15 seconds.
All right, I'll try to. I got 2 points I want to make on this. Baseball cards, when I started collecting them, it was just cool to have them. Then they had rare inserts, which made them cool. And then getting them, is it minted, where you'd send them in and get them graded to like,
Yeah.
well, you might have that
they were
card.
mint. They were just, I don't know if you called them getting them minted, but they were mint if they were in perfect condition.
Yeah, but you'd get them ranked by professionals and case them, and like you might have the
The,
card, but mine's
the Beckett
99.
the Beckett monthly or the Beckett weekly would tell you basically like the stock market what the value of
Yeah.
each one of them was every week.
Yeah,
I guess
So
that's now the market.
Give the man his 15 seconds, Myers.
It's just,
combining
it's,
them.
it's crazy that cards got to that. I was like, yours might be, mine's 9.9, but yours is 9.7, so mine's actually worth more kind of mentality. I think this is still going to grow, but what's it to stop someone coming to a party and being like, oh, do you want to see my NFT? And you show it to them on the phone, and it's a clip of someone dunking a basketball, and then the other person just goes to YouTube, looks up the same clip, and shows it to everybody. Like, you mean this clip that I can watch for free or download right now? And then you try to explain, but I own the digital rights that the NBA said there can only be one, and that's my video. Or showing an
I actually
artwork and
don't
taking
know. I actually think
a
it won't
screenshot,
be. I actually don't think there's got to be a way that isn't going to happen. Otherwise,
I think
it's pointless.
I think it's just hard.
Unique things.
I think it's hard for us to wrap our heads around it right now
Yeah.
because what we're talking about is something that is going to be a way of the future. So you're not going to be pulling up off your phone. It's like, here's what's in my digital wallet where I have most of my art collection that is in NFTs. And maybe there are some coinciding physical
Official
pieces.
pointless timer. Go ahead.
There could be some physical like coinciding art pieces that they have that are connected with these NFTs that maybe were came with the NFTs, but it's really the digital wallet is going to be the new kind of place for people to flex, whether it's jewelry or shoes or watches. Or
My
art in
take,
this
it's
case.
going to go up for a while. It's going to crash hard, and then it'll go. It's not to the highest it's going to be, so you can probably still get in. You can make money, especially if you can buy the packs from the origination. If you can get in line, somehow get to the front, buy a pack for $9.95, it's going to be worth more than that for a while. It is going to go up, just like Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these other guys. It's going to have its crashes and bounces. I think ultimately it fails. Not fails, but I think ultimately it doesn't become this massive, extremely valuable thing in the end, but it may last for 5 years. It may last for 7 years.
I mean, everything comes
eventually it falls
360. I bet 5-10 years from now, people are going to go back to something physical they can hold in their hand.
Yeah, it's all cyclical.
You know,
all
it's like-
cyclical.
I just
retro.
think you're
just
still
new.
not grasping the entire like what NFTs really could mean because you're talking about it like Top Shot that it's collectibles, but that's just that's a small percentage.
I'm
it's
talking about
my-
NFTs. I'm talking about Bitcoin. I'm talking about all the stuff that isn't backed by anything. I think will all collapse at some point, and that's my singular opinion. I don't know if I'm in the majority or the minority. My opinion can change as I learn more, but that's what I think will happen.
All right.
Law of averages. That's what I think.
My dad's head is going to explode on this.
All right, old
conversation.
man.
Tell him
All
to
right.
watch the last 16 minutes, and he'll know all he needs to know.
Oh, I'm
All
sure.
right, guys, we have 3
Record
minutes
it.
and 45 seconds to talk about the individuals that have made a lot of money. So there's no I in team, but there is a me in money. That's what that's leaning for there,
I
guys.
see what you did there. I like that.
Yeah, you like that? Top 10 athletes. I'm going to rattle them off. Actually, I'm going to rattle them off. I shouldn't have done this because you guys you probably have already looked them up because you've had a little bit of a head warning on this. But is this the matching list that everybody has? Number 1. Well, let's start with number 10. Number 10, I have Kevin Durant. Kevin
Ask
Durant,
him
75
what-
million.
You should ask Kevin Durant how he feels about his the long-term fungibility of NFTs and
Hey
crypto.
man, I think it's a short-term massive because the upside, the multiples are going to be amazing short-term. It's not a matter of that. He's going to turn this into a lot of money.
What are we looking at this top 10? Just top 10 most handsome players or something?
No.
What is our top 10?
10 money earners between May 1st of 2020 and May 1st of 2021. While sports leagues are losing money, individual athletes, many of them, have drastically increased what they're making. So the top 10 athletes: Kevin Durant, $75 million. Tom Brady, $76 million. Lewis Hamilton, F1 racer, $82 million. Roger Federer, tennis player, $90 million. Neymar, soccer, $95 million. LeBron is an FM station, $96.5 million. Dak Prescott is just off the – no, he's at the top of the dial, 107.5. That's on the dial, right? Dak Prescott.
Prescott, I did not know that. Dak Prescott out-earned LeBron?
$66 million in a signing bonus.
Oh, that's
that was the difference. Okay. But it's it's endorsements and everything else, but $66 million in a signing bonus gives you a pretty big head start.
Dak Prescott made $97.5 million on the field last year, $10 million off. So
yeah. Well, $66 million was a signing bonus. He didn't exactly make that on the field, but yes.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm with you. You're right. Yes, for playing. He got it for playing. Ronaldo, $120 million. This is sick.
Not too bad.
Lionel Messi, $130 million. Did anybody not look at the list to know who the number one is? Who do you think it is? If you didn't look at the list, who do you think it is?
Chris is going to take up the rest of the timer to think of
I can't know. Tell me who it is, because I'm just drew a blank. So
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor at $180 million.
Not even close. He's so far ahead of everyone else.
He's not. And he's just an angry little dwarf.
And he's even
wait till that
anymore?
Jake Paul fight, and then you're going to have a new.
Well, that's the disgusting thing is Jake Paul. Floyd Mayweather makes the list. Jake Paul, I wouldn't even put him on the list. Logan Paul, actually, I think, and I wouldn't put him on the list because he's not an athlete. No matter what happens, he's not. He's not getting anywhere near this list.
Yeah, he won't make anywhere close to this much money.
If you hear him say he's going to make $100 million for the fight, he's lying. Well, they said they made $65 million last time. That was a lie too.
That was the whole thriller. That was the whole entire fight itself, not one individual person. But the reason I yelled about Kevin Durant and asked him what he thinks about crypto is because a lot of his money, he had $75 million. He brought $44 million of that off the field. A lot of it came down to, and for a lot of these guys, came to their investments.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's been really impressive. And Kevin Durant's big one of his big ones this year was Coinbase being public.
Yes, him and some musicians and a lot of famous people took some chances. I did read some stories of people that got out of them. I think Serena Williams got out of it because of some social issues that she had with one of the platforms, and then it went public and she didn't cash in on some of that. Yeah, there's a lot of money out there right now. I got to tell you, that's the one thing in this pandemic, whether it's the stock market when everything crashed and then has gone back up, whether it's the Coinbase, whether it's the new the SPACs, whether it's the IPOs. There have been so many things that are like taking $1 and turning it into 200. I missed 99% of them, unfortunately, but I've seen a lot of other very well-deserving, wonderful humans get very rich by buying some stuff at a nickel a piece and making a lot of money. So there's a lot of money.
I want to give Roger Federer a quick shout out for making all $90 million of his income last year off the court. He didn't play any tennis last year. So shouts to Raj.
To be fair, I made 100% of the money that I made last year off the tennis court as well.
That's a good point. I bet Roger made a ton of money on Cameo, though. I mean, people are just knocking the door down to have that guy wish their aunt happy, 50th.
Mr. Personality.
Happy
That's a whole week. We got a whole thing.
My name is Roger Federer. I have a very non-distinct accent. You can guess where I am from.
You have a very non-distinct accent when you're doing Roger.
I cannot read this next sentence. Happy birthday.
He's just wearing all Roger Federer clothing.
Neither. I need to make a point. Coinbase, Cameo, not sponsors of this show yet.
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 I'm starting.
Can't imagine.
Myers, aren't we starting that company where it's kind of like Cameo, but it's no video, it's only audio clips that you text to people
Yes.
from celebrities, totally
Actually-
verified by celebrities.
We're taking it one step further, and we're doing just text.
Just text. I love it.
But
I
if
love
they're
it.
all going to be NFTs, each individual
Ma,
text
Ma,
is an
come here.
NFT.
You would never believe who wished me happy birthday.
Via text.
It's
Through
from
this-
Dad, but it's totally real. Totally
It's
real.
Santa.
It's Santa.
You'll have repeat
Jimi
customers
Hendrix text me, happy birthday, Ma.
You'll have repeat customers getting texts from the same chain, like
Yeah.
crazy.
There's
Jimi
no way.
Hendrix has the same phone number as Roger Federer.
That's crazy. How did he make so much money?
There's no way this doesn't work. There's no way it doesn't work. Speaking of no way it doesn't work, sports gambling, I think you could throw sports gambling somewhere right now and it'd make you $12 million. Just the word. Sports gambling live in Tennessee. What did anybody see the number? I read it. I can't hardly believe it.
Fastest Tennessee
$1 billion.
became the fastest to reach 1 billion in wagers after 6 months, or it was after 6 months, but
1 billion.
I think they
Fastest.
wound up at 1.1, which is the next closest state up to this point was New Jersey in their first 6 months. They took 928 million in bets in. And I saw this number. I came through the last couple of days. Colorado over the entire first year brought in, I think, 2.2 plus billion in bets.
So they're
So,
pacing
yeah.
to beat that or close.
No.
If they're 1.1 in 6 months and Colorado was 2.2 in a year, they're
They are
on
close.
pace and it's
they're
not going to
pacing
slow
to tie.
down.
They're
Yeah,
pacing
but I
to
don't.
tie.
But I think they're at an accelerated pace. I feel it. I feel that they're accelerating at all times. Yeah,
you
it's just a
can-
gut.
you
It's just a
can
gut thing. I
sense
looked at each month individually, and it's higher every month, Chris.
Just from all the time he's spent in Tennessee, he can just
Look,
feel it.
There's only 7 companies that can even do the online gambling in Tennessee. But here's actually an interesting one. And Josh and I have run into these guys through some other dealings. But there is a company that's just focusing on Tennessee, a sports gambling. And that's the first time I've heard of this. But there's a local company, Josh, do you recall Action 247? Action 24/7?
Yeah.
It's a startup in Nashville, and they are focusing on just the state of Tennessee. Now they may be able to get outside of that. I know that they are they're being attacked by the Tennessee Lottery, which of course they are, and probably some lawmakers. But that's the first time I've seen a single state, single local startup just focusing on the state that they live in and going out and actually making some noise. But Tennessee is DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, William Hill, Twinners, WinBet, and Action 247.
But think of it this way, which I could be going on. It's kind of like I'm in the beer industry, so some beers are only sold in certain states. So people are crossing state lines. Maybe the surrounding states of Tennessee don't have it. They're crossing the state to get on their phone and be geo-located in the betting state, placing their order, then crossing state lines back to make sure they
Wait, can I
do it.
actually do that? Because as an Illinois resident, I thought that I had to have somebody. Not that I would ever do this if the FCC or anybody's watching. I thought that it would have to have somebody outside.
There's nobody's watching.
What am I saying?
Nobody's
We're in the
watching.
circle of
Nobody is
trust
watching.
right now.
Yeah, this is the safest place I can say
This is
anything.
our private weekly conference call that we just record to reference.
Yeah, this is just another Zoom.
This is Zoom. Zoom also not a sponsor. I'm bleeping all these out.
Yes.
I thought I had to have somebody outside the state actually place the bet. You're saying I could just drive outside the state.
Yes.
And then I could
Well,
bet.
that's a big
Yeah.
reason. That's a big reason why New York rushed to. I mean, besides that they needed some money and the governor there was going
Familiar
through
with
some
phones.
issues. But that's a big reason why New York hurried to legalize mobile sports betting was because they had people from their state crossing the border into Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Yeah.
And they were losing millions and millions of dollars in tax.
Hemorrhaging.
I mean, it was like they I think they had calculated they had lost almost $1 billion in bets from New York residents to Jersey and Pennsylvania.
And think of it this way: if there's one good thing, I hope we can all agree on the sports betting. I'm sure we can't, but the taxation of what the state gets for this, that they can hopefully in turn give back to much needed, infrastructure, give back to the teachers, education, things like that, which is great. I don't know if it's actually going to pan out that way, but if you think about it that way. Awesome. The sad part about it is I'm watching the Sox game right now. I'm on an online betting site. Myers, you're going to have to beep that out later. But you can literally bet on anything. You can bet if the next pitch is going to be a fastball or a slider, and then, parlay it in the strike zone or a ball. And, the odds are crazy. And it's just like, if it's that
in-game betting,
like in-game betting, not just like playing the over and unders, like it's nuts. And people are going to, lose their asses on all these crazy bets because you win once. It's like, I guessed the ball in the dirt in the 8th inning down by 2, and I bet 50 cents and won $50. It's like
skill.
Jesus, man.
Skill is what that
skill,
is.
I guess, yeah.
What's the over-under on LaRussa's cocktails in game? That's what I want to. That's what I want to bet on.
Have you seen that dude's face mask? No. He's got a cocktail like feed bag underneath it. Like from inning 1, the thing sticks out like a horse mask.
Good for him.
Just that guy won me 2 World Series, and he may win you one.
There you go.
Talking about the guy that admitted like 2 weeks ago that he did not know the new extra inning rules.
Yeah.
You know what? Here, can I just say one thing to that? Neither did 77% of major leaguers and other managers. He just has the balls to say, "I didn't know that," because it was what he didn't know. Do you know the rule he didn't know?
No, I know nothing.
Okay. So when I told
picture,
I don't recall it.
Picture the
off the top of my head. Yeah, you can sub a guy back in that has already left the game.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but I'm not a manager of a Major League Baseball.
Any manager know that you can sub a guy back in.
Here's the thing. Even if La Russa didn't know that, you knew he should have fired the bench coach the second that in and be like, you made me look like a jackass. You're the one who should have the book next to me.
But you know what? That's Tony La Russa. I will say this about Tony La Russa, and it's been this guy for 40 years. He has no problem looking at you and saying, I didn't know that. I'll make that mistake once, but I didn't know it. Yep. And he got dogged on social media, and it's easy because they're underperforming a little bit and everybody's coming after, and he's made every manager is scrutinized
best
and whatever.
Record in baseball right now. What?
I'm just saying.
Are you okay, Mike?
While he was in St. Louis,
clearing your throat.
While he was in St. Louis, he was an unpopular manager. He was a very unpopular manager while winning 2 World Series. He's not going to win.
Give him some credit for telling the truth. I do have to respect that. Let's move on.
Yes, let's. By the way, did anybody understand a train bound for Nashville? Did you guys get that?
Nope.
That was a gambler reference. On a warm summer's eve,
you got to know when to hold them.
Yeah. Chris, you do not want to egg me on right now because I've got so much stuff teed up for you. Oscar Robertson 2.0 times 3. We're going to talk about Russell Westbrook right now. Everybody always said Oscar Robertson was the triple-double machine. I think Russell Westbrook, I'm not the NBA expert. The resident NBA expert is Josh Kyle, so I'm going to let him talk about this. But I believe Russell Westbrook has 3 times as many triple-doubles as Oscar Robertson. Or was it that Oscar Robertson averaged a triple-double for a season and he's done it now 3 times? I heard the stat fly across the other day, and he's redefined triple-doubles. He's done so much more than Oscar Robertson ever did, and Oscar Robertson was an amazing.
He's done the same right now, or maybe 1 game more. I think it was 181 triple doubles that was the record that he tied and broke this last week. The times 3 thing is there's some date out. I don't remember the exact date, but it's sometime in either 2017 or 2018. And since that date, it might even be 2016. But since that date, Russell Westbrook has averaged a triple double. So for all the season, like for basically 4
and I don't think
was
Oscar Robertson. He didn't average a triple double for his career, did he?
No, but he averaged
for a season,
in a
and that
season,
was
at least once.
And I think Westbrook has now done it 3 times, which is insane.
Which is insane. I don't think he will, and it's funny because I don't think he'll get that this year unless he's really pumped up the numbers over the last few weeks. But I wanted to talk about this because I can't stop thinking about the ESPN. Every year ESPN does their preseason player rankings, and they always throw a couple. Like they used to do this to Kobe towards the end of his career. They would rank him really low to get people to talk about it. They had Russell Westbrook ranked as a 37th best player in the NBA going into this season. Like, are you kidding me? And I literally will sit and think about this. It'll keep me up some nights. I'm a big Russell Westbrook fan.
Aggressive.
That's right.
Listen,
Hey, no, that's good.
He's a Long Beach guy, so we have the Long Beach connection. His parents actually live in the same neighborhood as my parents. We've run into each other a few times.
You got the special wave going on.
We do actually. So, neighbor.
Neighbor.
But no, I just thought that was so disrespectful that ESPN would rank Russell Westbrook as the 37th. I mean, they had Chris Middleton in front of him. I mean, Marcus Smart. Like, I could keep going down the list with probably 28 players that they had ranked ahead of him that they shouldn't have. So yeah, I just think that was a huge accomplishment.
ESPN has never made an irresponsible statement about the value or worth of a player in any league, and I just want that on record.
Yes, we love ESPN. We love the NCAA. We love all.
Well, I was going to say, when Mike was talking about gambling in Tennessee and all this, whatever, I was like, somebody had mentioned sort of the Wild West. You guys know who I think should come in to get that ship righted.
If there's one group that could
organize sports gambling and get that right, this is the NCAA.
Oh God.
Obviously,
just bring them in. They are ahead of it, organized.
Everybody's making money. The right
forward thinking.
Yeah, that's NCAA. It's forward. NCAA. We are forward thinking. That's the
acronym.
Tagline.
Yeah, NCAA. We are forward thinking. That's close.
The one thing I'd say, getting back to Westbrook, is to get to that feat, you have to go in to your career determined that you want to establish, triple doubles. And the way that the NBA is going this, lately, I've stopped watching years ago, but to go in knowing you're going to pass to get the assists, to follow people's shot when everybody's shooting ridiculously better than years past, to know you have an opportunity to get a rebound, and then to get the points, and be consistent that long. That says something about his character, his demeanor. I wish
you can't take a second off.
Yeah, I wish half the players on any team had the drive he had, and how fun would it be watching games?
I know Josh loves the NBA, but it's why I don't love watching the NBA, because Russell Westbrook attacks the NBA like a college player attacks the collegiate game.
Yes.
Every player on the court attacks it the way Russell Westbrook does. The reason he's able to do a lot of that stuff is because 9 guys on the court aren't attacking it that way. It's the fact that they don't do it that he is able to go and do the things that he's doing, on top of the fact that he works harder than everyone. I don't mean to take away from him when I say that, but it's unbelievable. It truly is. He puts up numbers. I saw a meme the other day. It was just a picture of him leaving the game early in the fourth quarter with his stat line, and it says, "On your best day, you might be able to do this on NBA 2K." It was 32 points, 13 rebounds, and 15 assists. And you're like, that's right. That's the only place I would ever have a shot at doing that is on NBA 2K. He's playing a video game.
He plays the game the right way, and it's you got to respect that.
I wish he had more championships. How many does he have?
0.
Yeah, that stinks because he had some players early in his career. He hasn't had the players in the last few. All right. We're short on the time for the players because I wanted to get both of these guys into one. And there's really 3 players we're talking about here. But this one's sort of personal to me. It's probably personal to Chris in the opposite way. Mike's tangentially personal on this, and Josh is living in the city where he played most recently. Albert Pujols is, as everybody knows, was released by the Los Angeles Angels maybe 2 weeks ago. Currently not on a team. Unceremoniously released, came out later that maybe he had words with Joe Madden and the GM and whatnot, and maybe it's had to be done. And he's not producing to the level that he once was. Quite obviously, he's been playing for 21 years. And it's the last year of his contract. They I have no problem with what the Angels did overall. I think that probably could have been handled for a guy who is most definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. Probably a better way to go out. But I am biased as a Cardinal fan. I have tremendous respect for Albert Pujols and very grateful for what he did for the city of St. Louis. But that's not what I want to talk about today. People today, much younger than us, have no idea how good Albert Pujols was. No idea. It's like me with Willie Mays. I'm told how good he was, and I can't put it in perspective. But definitely was on top of is, right?
Mm-hmm. Mostly was.
As far as the best days, yes, as far as the best days. But here's who is considered to be the consensus best player for the last 10, 11 years.
His teammate.
His current teammate, Mike Trout. All right? If you take Albert Pujols' first 10 seasons and the same exact stretch for I even bumped Mike because Mike has had a shortened season in there. So it's, technically the same number of seasons, but he had a shortened season and now only a half a season to make it equal to Albert Pujols' time in St. Louis. So I took the number of plate appearances and did the ratio and then bumped everything up so that they were even. All right. Do you think it was close as far as Albert Pujols' offensive production when compared to Mike Trout's offensive production? Consensus best player in the game. Without a question, you ask any kid who's the better player, Mike Trout, and he is today. But Mike Trout is listed as potentially the greatest player of all time at the end of his career, and he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer guaranteed already. He's a Hall of Famer. Was it close or no? After I ratioed it up. Closer than I thought. It was closer than I thought.
I'd say close.
So here you go. Runs, Pujols. So once it's connected to where they both have 7,433 plate appearances, okay?
I would say Pujols better power stats. Trout has a little bit more
better
advantage advantage on the speed side.
So here you go. As we run through it, runs, Pujols by 20 total runs. So it's very close. Hits, Pujols has a season's worth of hits more than Trout, 206 more hits in the same number of plate appearances. Doubles, 102 more doubles. So 3 good seasons worth of doubles ahead of Trout. Trout has him on triples by 50, crushes him on triples. I don't think that was ever going to be a question. Home runs, Pujols, 37 more home runs. So that was actually closer than I thought.
That was the one I was curious because I know his first 10-year stats from Pujols, and I didn't pull him up from Trout. And 408 is the number I have. 408 home runs in his first 10 years. He averaged almost 41 homers.
Yeah.
So Pujols was 445 in his time in St. Louis total, and when you average up Trout, he's at 408 when you ratio him up to be equal. So he actually gets to 408. So 37 difference. RBIs, 254. These are all in favor of Pujols. RBI, 254. Now you flip it. Stolen bases, Trout by 183.
Wait, what?
Walks, Trout has 183 more stolen. Yeah, I'm joking. Walks, 159 more walks, but 108 of them are intentional because he's got nobody hitting behind him. Pujols
that was going to be a big piece of my my statement here following, especially hearing the differences in RBIs.
Yeah, but only 100.
I think I'm going to be saying the same thing you are with the two, all-stars playing on the same team back to back on the lineup card, right? Is that where you were going to go?
No. I literally, I'm blown away. So here's the one that really blows me away. Albert Pujols has 900 less strikeouts. 900. A career's worth less strikeouts.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have 900 strikeouts in his career. He has 700 strikeouts in his career. And he's 900.
Pujols' whole career
is 700 strikeouts.
I think that's how many times Aaron Judge struck out in last night's game.
Yeah, Adam Dunn struck out that in three years. True story. Yeah. Batting average, Pujols better by 23. On base percentage, he's better by 1 total percent. Slugging percentage, he's better by 33 points. 617 to 584. So his OPS is 1037 versus Trout's 1003. And then everything else, total bases, 320 total bases ahead. Pujols Pujols did ground into more double plays, and get to the end. But it was 4 out of every 5 stat was advantage Pujols, and in some cases drastically. His offensive numbers were drastically better than Mike Trout's to this point in his career. Drastically better.
I would love to see one statistic that you didn't include, which isn't necessarily just off on Pujols and Trout. Team record.
That would also be much better in St. Louis. Albert Pujols' record's also much better. The one thing that I found interesting, though, is that Mike Trout would probably be thought of as a better defender. Yeah. I would think. Albert Pujols is the only one of the two with a Gold Glove. Mike Trout has 0 gold gloves. No gold gloves, and they each have 6 or 7 silver sluggers. So very similar in a lot of ways, but Albert Pujols, not even close. So if you think Mike Trout is the greatest thing that's ever played, if you backed up 10 years, you would have thought Albert Pujols was, and he will go down as the best right-handed hitter of my lifetime. There's no question.
There's, the thing that I want to say is, like, Albert Pujols playing on the Cardinals, there wasn't another Mike Trout in the same lineup. And I think from day one, when he got traded to the Angels, the thing that was going through my head is, like, one is going to affect the other. You can't have 2 alpha, male baseball all-stars on the same team, because pitchers are going to pitch around one or the other to get, an out. And I just think as this played out, Pujols lost out on the deal. Trout got the better numbers the last 9 years.
Oh, he's also 10 years younger.
Plus, he's younger. It's just like if hindsight's 2020, that Albert should have gone to a team where he could have been the guy instead of trying to be there with Trout. You can't say that.
He didn't know who Trout wasn't yet. He went there as Trout was starting. Albert Pujols went where somebody was giving him $275 million for 10 years, and then an additional 10 years at 200 and some odd million after that. I can't blame the guy 1 iota for going. I hated that he did. He wasn't worth it. I was glad that we didn't pay it, but he should have tried to figure out a way to stay in St. Louis I can't say that. From a baseball perspective, it would have been better for a lot of people. For a money perspective, he made more money going. God bless him. Still going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer and should be much more revered than he is. That's my point. He's
still a very in this day and age, you don't get a company man on baseball teams that want to stay with one team. And I know he's been with 2 in his 19-year career, but that's still a company man, to go to. And shame on the MLB for not highlighting him and the reasons that he's what he's done for this game on donating and giving back so much of that money to not only his home country and families in need, but just the community, ballparks for youngsters and things like that.
Huge proponent of Down syndrome. He married a woman who had a Down syndrome child.
Yeah, like he's given back so much to this game. And that's why I'd love to hear what happened just with the Angels, because I think he was kind of shunned in ways that he's done more for this game that people don't understand or highlight.
I agree.
I'm just surprised. This would be a whole nother conversation, but why the hell hasn't somebody else picked him up?
Well, I can tell you the people that naturally would don't have a place for him. His team and my team are the 2 teams that would try their best to sign him, and the White Sox have no reason to sign him yet. Maybe they'll have one at some point. The Cardinals would be doing it purely out of sentimentality. Yeah, because these are the 2 teams with the 2 best records in each of their respective leagues. They don't. Albert Pujols, if he would accept a bench role and be a right-handed bat off the bench, you could sign him. But is Albert Pujols going to say, "Yeah, I'll come and ride the pine 75% of the time"? No. Maybe if he has no other options, maybe. But I'm holding out hope that nobody does sign him, and he says, "You know what? I'll come to St. Louis and be a bench bat and try and win 1 more World Series." I think that would be amazing. Marketing-wise, I think it'd be great. I'd love it. Sentimentality. There's a lot of Cardinal fans that don't want it. A lot. But I still think it'd be great. You fill the stadium up for the first time in years, and Albert Pujols comes to the plate.
It's just tough.
That's
man.
An NFT right there. You want to talk about an NFT?
Do you want to go I see a player like you want to go down in like a blaze of glory, like burn out, not fade away mentality, and it stinks that he's in this position.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to rapid fire this last one because I just think I just want to do this. I always talk about how we always leak into pop culture and everything else. Top 5 movies, each of you, we're going to rapid fire through this. Top 5 movies that revolve around time travel, bending of time, stoppage of time, whatever. Rank 'em
What
up.
order? What order? We're gonna go
5 to 1.
Five
From
to one.
5 to 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Really, 5 seems like such a long list for such a specific.
Well, if we spend time talking about how
Category.
long the list is, probably, yeah. I can do 3 if you want.
I could do 3.
Chris, you lead us off, buddy.
All right. So 5 to 1. Terminator. Back to the Future. Wait a minute! I just started. I haven't used up my time.
It's natural. It's just doing its own thing.
Terminator.
Yep.
Back to the Future. New one. Palm Springs. Pandemic. Great movie.
That is a good one.
Oh, that opens up some ideas in my head.
Boom.
Thank you. Go on.
Number 2. Bill and Ted. That was an excellent
That's a
adventure.
good one.
And number 1, you gotta love Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Of course.
Love Groundhog
Okay.
Day. It's a great list. I don't know Palm Springs. So wait, rattle them off again. What were they? Rattle them off real fast.
Terminator, Back to the Future, Palm Springs, Bill and Ted, Groundhog Day.
I can support 3 of them. Go ahead, Josh.
Okay. I'm going to do 3. I had Back to the Future and Groundhog
New
Day.
rule. Josh makes his own.
I like that. And that's
I'd like to do
generally
my
how
top 15.
That's generally how I live my life.
Yeah, everybody, this is a subjective subjective study. Go ahead.
Back to the Future, Groundhog's Day. You guys remember the movie Idiocracy?
Oh, damn it. That's the one I
Great
was going to
movie.
bring up.
Oh, no,
I
it's
love
fine.
that
You can
movie.
be on 2 lists at once.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What
good
was the
one.
one that Chris? What was the one you said that I told you gave me an idea?
Palm Springs gave you an idea.
Palm
Pandemic.
Springs.
All
No,
the
I can't
perfect
remember the
things. Is
idea.
that the one?
No, there was another. Oh, it was 50 First Dates. 50 First Dates.
Hmm.
Is that a time
you-
travel?
Yeah.
Well, Palm
Oh,
Springs.
sort of Groundhog. In her brain, it was, right?
Yeah,
Did she
yeah.
keep
So
forgetting?
also,
Okay, I'll give you
50
that.
First Dates is definitely.
I thought Palm Springs was going to
Actually-
give you Encino Man because you're a big
Ooh.
Pauly Shore guy, California.
Although
I haven't-
technically, I
we
have
throw
to say,
Biodome
Drew
in
Barrymore, there was no time bending in
Biodome!
50 First Dates. Biodome was great. There was no actual time bending. It was just in her brain. There was time bending. But
Yeah, but it was
it's
a time
marginal
freeze.
at
I think
best.
you said it could be a time freeze, and it's kind of frozen in her head.
In
I
her
think that
brain.
that's good.
We're gonna let that one slide.
Are we? Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Yes, we are. We're not going to let slide that he's missing 2 on his top 5.
Well, he just listed 4 on a list of 3, I feel like, didn't he?
Well,
No.
yeah, I listed 4 on a list of
I
3.
thought you
Harry
did.
Potter,
Yeah.
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Now he's got 5.
There you go.
His top 3 has 5 on it. Well done, Josh.
Thank you.
Mike, top 5.
He meant to prep for an hour, but he only prepped for 10 minutes, and that's why he only
Yeah,
got 3
it's just
out of
there's
5.
so many. I'm not going to go 5 to 1. I'm just going to name 5 because I can't place them in order from 5 to 1 as far
Okay,
as so.
fair.
Groundhog Day is definitely on there. Back to the Future is on there. Idiocracy. I was really hoping that'd be the sleeper to the group. Just fantastic. I'm going to throw one out that I haven't heard. 12 Monkeys. Remember that one?
Oh, wow.
Like that
was
one
a
I
wild
watched
movie.
about 5 or 6 months ago, and that thing's just nuts.
I need to watch that
That's-
again because that's been
that's-
15 years.
Yeah,
Brad
that's
Pitt?
messed up.
I love that one. And then I don't know why. I think I like the cinematography more than the story, but Interstellar, I really enjoyed.
Great movie.
Oh,
Watched more than
Just
once.
everything. Yeah, it's really well done.
That might actually make my list. My list should be more than 5, but that's a good list. Great list, guys.
You can your list can be as many as you want.
Whatever.
Yeah,
it's your
it's
Your top
subject.
five,
subjective.
your top 5 can be any number.
My top 5 has 11 on it, so here they go.
Of course.
And not in any order.
Not in any order. From middle out.
And if you don't like
Um,
one, I'll change it right on the show.
I'm gonna go 5, 6, 4, 7, 3. No.
Perfect.
So roughly order from 5 to 1. Number 5. Most of these have
Okay,
already been
6.
said. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Sure.
Number 5. Number 4. This one has not made it. I have 2 actually that didn't make anybody else's list. Butterfly Effect. The Kutch.
yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Chris, have you seen it? You didn't like it. See, I like that. I think
I
that is
That's a
couldn't-
dark,
I
that's a
couldn't-
dark
it's a
one.
I
dark-
couldn't watch it. I couldn't
Oh,
watch it.
well, I'm sorry. Sensitive eyes. Number
No,
3.
it's terrible. Not
Oh, gotcha.
harsh.
Gotcha.
Terrible.
You got to
Gotcha.
watch it with a 17-year-old's mentality.
You do.
You'd be blown away.
Totally
18,
blown
you're
away.
too old. It is done.
It's
Yeah,
for
but
a
I'm
younger
coming at it.
generation.
I'm like a 12 or 13-year-old mentality. So
See,
maybe
it's
that's
just
the problem.
too much.
I wasn't
catch up.
allowed to watch that movie when it came out because I think I was only like 7 or 8. So
It's possible. This next one is more recent, also a dark horse. It's called About Time. Rachel McAdams, Bill Nighy. Anything? Anybody? If you haven't seen it, it's British.
I do like Rachel McAdams.
Bill
Rachel
Nye, the
McAdams.
science guy?
Nope,
No,
different
Bill
Bill Nye.
Nighy.
Bill.
British.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
He's
pretty
the
cool.
guy
He
from,
knows about time travel.
What's
The Christmas movie
Yeah.
where he's the raunchy rock star singing the
Yes.
Christmas song.
Yes.
Yeah, that's him.
Yes.
That's him. Number 2, Groundhog's Day, and number 1, also later we're gonna have best trilogies of all time. Back to the Future, best trilogy ever of all time. Best trilogy.
You're so wrong.
Not even. Well, if it's got more than 3, it doesn't count. So you can't say Rocky or Indiana Jones because there's more than 3.
Well,
Those are
I'm
trilogies.
gonna
I'm
say
going to
Lord of
push
the
back.
Rings.
Someone said Terminator, which I liked, but I'd have to go Terminator 2 for
Without question. Terminator 2
know.
is better than Terminator 1.
Yeah.
Not even close. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
You can
With
make make an
Skynet and all that.
best trilogy.
Why-
Terminator.
Why not? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. Last thing I want to say about those, and this is just something I read, and this is what got me thinking about time, and I just absolutely love this, and I think it's probably an entire podcast waiting to be had. But scholars have spent a lot of time analyzing Groundhog Day, trying to figure out how long Bill Murray was in that town. And it is estimated based on only what you see that he was in that town and in that day for 35 years.
No.
Come on.
35 years based on the things that he learned how to do. And it's unbelievable. And it's very interesting. It's an interesting read, worth reading. I'll find a link and send it out to you guys. But
One thing I want to throw out there. Have
years.
you guys seen the show Russian Doll?
No.
So check that out.
Sounds like a porn.
It might be. Go to the right site though.
I have seen it.
But it's got
because I've seen
a dark
all porn.
version. It's a dark version of Groundhog Day. Very well done. It's like 7 or 8 episodes. The redhead from
The Office?
No, American Pie.
Mad Men?
She's Natasha Lyonne. She's in it, but it's
I
like
thought you were talking about
Allison.
Allison.
I was too. I
No.
don't know the other guy. Natasha. I don't know her.
Yeah, I guess she wasn't redhead in that. I messed up. Anyway, Russian Doll, it's really good. It's like a dark version of Groundhog Day, and it's awesome.
You know what nobody brought up, and it was on
What?
my initial list, and then I bumped it. So I was hoping somebody else would have it in there. Time Bandits.
I've never
Yep,
seen
there's
that.
a reason that didn't get brought up.
Never seen that.
Wow. Terry Gilliam directed it. And it had John Cleese, Sean Connery, Shelley Duvall, and it was about Michael Palin it was about dwarves.
Oh, now you have me.
And Myers, it's not involving porn as well. Just
You know where
You know,
he's at.
Well, you keep doing this. I'm not the one doing this while I'm saying it's not porn. So there was a movie that I watched on Netflix that got me thinking about this called All the Perfect Places or All the Perfect Moments or something. It's a time travel thing. And in that, his favorite movie is Time Bandits. I've never seen it, but I recall him saying multiple times his favorite movie is Time Bandits. And there you have it. So I know it exists. I know it exists. What also exists is 30 seconds left on this timer. This has been a tremendous episode, guys. Episode 4. I want to thank all of you.
You're welcome.
Thank you to the panel. Thank you to all the people that tuned in to watch us. May your milkshake always be just the right amount of thick. And may you avoid Ned Ryerson most mornings. See you later, folks.
Phil.